Not surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend.
Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he's done.
Promotions. November 14th, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has officially been canceled. I know that we all speculated that it would be, and I was pretty much for sure that it would be canceled, but now we have official confirmation.
The boxing world just got hit with a shockwave. Gervonta "Tank" Davis is in serious trouble, and the fight everyone was waiting for. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis is officially canceled. But wait, what really happened behind the scenes? Who's replacing Tank Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, or even Francis Ngannou? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought about boxing. The boxing world is shocked. Leonard Ellerbe has finally spoken out about Gervonta "Tank" Davis's recent arrest, an event that has shaken the entire sport. This major incident has officially led to the cancellation of the much-hyped Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight. What was supposed to be one of the biggest crossover boxing events of the decade is now gone, as once again Tank's legal issues destroy another massive moment in his career.
10 or so Most Valuable Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian, posted this on social media. They posted that they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, "Our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly," said Nikisa Badarian, CEO of MVP. "While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Kaseya Center, Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel and Casino.
Ellerbe, the longtime promoter and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, said things have gone too far this time. His statement was direct. Tank's legal problems have made the fight not just unlikely, but impossible. He also warned that Davis's place in the boxing world could now be in real danger. Reports say Jake Paul's team quickly reached out to Ryan Garcia to replace Davis and headline the show on November 14th. Sources claim Paul's promotion company, MVP Most Valuable Promotions, contacted Garcia to set up a possible December fight. But Garcia's promoter has raised issues about contracts that could make things complicated.
Just wrong. So as of today, November 2nd, this fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia, really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul. But that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is. He's just...
Rolando Romero wasted no time after hearing that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis was canceled. He blasted the situation, saying Jake Paul only chases attention, not real fighters. Romero challenged Jake directly, saying he'd destroy him if they ever fought. At the same time, Romero called out Ryan Garcia for avoiding their rematch. He said Garcia is scared, dishonest, and all talk. According to Romero, fans are tired of fake hype. They want fighters who show up and fight for real.
Announcement. I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face. because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. Oh, let's make this happen, bro. Bro, I'll be ready in a week. I'll be ready to slap Jake Paul across the face in a week. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knocked out another YouTuber. I knocked out... But Jake Paul gets knocked out cold.
Ska De La Hoya also stepped in to clear the air. He confirmed that there were no real talks for Ryan Garcia to replace Davis. De La Hoya said if any serious deal was happening, he would personally announce it. He added that Garcia is focused on his own plans right now, and fans shouldn't believe every rumor they see online. His words stopped the growing buzz and reminded everyone that not every headline deserves attention.
Asking you about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced.
Jake Paul's promotional company, MVP, officially confirmed the event's cancellation and refund process. Fans who bought tickets from official platforms like Ticketmaster will get their money back within 14 to 21 days. Those who purchased from resale sites were told to contact their vendors directly. MVP also thanked fans for their patience and loyalty. Meanwhile, inside sources revealed that Francis Ngannou has now become the top choice to replace Gervonta Davis. Talks are already happening. And if it works out, it could turn into one of the most explosive crossover fights in recent boxing history.
Live globally on DAZN. First off, I'll say kudos to MVP for refunding people that did buy tickets to this event and also navigating this thing with professionalism, which they did the entire way through. You got to give them credit for that. They really stayed quiet on the rumor front and just handled things as a professional company. That's all you can really ask for. Jake Paul has, in the last couple of hours, tweeted, "Idiot. God has a plan always." Two things that I think are both referring to this fight. First off, calling Gervonta Davis an idiot, I assume, and then obviously, you know, God has a plan always, referring to this thing is probably going to work itself out. Obviously, this video is dedicated to talking about future opponents for Jake and potential fight dates. I do have something that I don't know if it's misinformation or not, but I'm just going to talk about it here. This is a tweet from somebody named ATalkers5. I don't know how realistic this potentially even could be, but this is from 4 hours ago. They said 2 email bouts scheduled for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis undercard are now scheduled for December 14th.
Ngannou, who shocked the world with his incredible debut against Tyson Fury and later fought Anthony Joshua, remains a global star and huge pay-per-view draw. Jake Paul's camp believes Ngannou's power and popularity could save the show. But Ngannou himself shut down those rumors, saying he doesn't want to fight just for clicks. He made it clear, after facing legends like Tyson Fury, fighting a YouTuber turned boxer like Jake Paul would be an insult. Ngannou said real fighters must respect the sport, not turn it into a circus. Fans loved his honesty, agreeing that this fight wouldn't make sense financially or competitively.
No, and he said, yeah, Jake Paul, you know, he's fighting, and I'm like, no, bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that. And then they even say like, even come out after and say, and what if the number are good? He sent out some number. I'm like, it's not about the number. If it was about the number, we could have started talk. I would have tell you, I'm not just interested. He make no sense for me. It's not my what I'm looking at right now.
So there is no dollar amount. It's more the opponent. The fight makes no sense. They could offer you $100 million and you wouldn't be interested.
The fight made no sense. That's what I think. That's my position. And though I went back, I saw,
Placement for Gervonta Davis. We had to go right to the source. What can you tell us? Is there any possibility that Francis Ngannou will step in for Gervonta Davis and fight Jake Paul?
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, but and is a one-shot knockout artist. But come on, like the weight different and everything, it make no sense. The Gervonta Davis, you say, okay, the size different can level up. But at this point, for me to...
Now, new rumors suggest Jake Paul might turn to Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a possible replacement. Reports say Paul's team contacted Mayweather for a fight. But Floyd called the idea too easy and said it wouldn't happen under normal conditions. Nothing official yet, but even the rumor is adding more chaos to an already wild boxing world. If it ever happens, it would break the internet. But for now, it's just talk.
And then if you keep going, you see stuff like this going around, and he's not the only one. A possible replacement for Paul being Garcia. I've seen another article that said that they pitched to Mayweather. I've seen that one, and some other big names as well. And I'm pretty sure the people behind Paul got the bag because Paul draws the bag. So they can probably, if Floyd Mayweather commit to it, yeah, you get that money together because you know it's coming back in sales. You know it is. How old is Mayweather right now? It don't fucking matter. That bread is coming back. He's just a draw. The biggest, maybe, right? He might literally be the biggest boxing draw of all time. Floyd Mayweather. So I think that if this is true, that the fight is canceled, Jake Paul is going to end up with a significant...
The Ariel Helwani Show. Boxing analysts discussed how Gervonta Davis's ongoing legal issues have destroyed his public image and damaged his career. Just 2 months after his last case, another lawsuit has made things worse. Analysts said these repeated problems have made brands and networks lose trust in him. Even Netflix, which planned to stream Jake Paul versus Davis as its first big boxing event, is now reconsidering because of the controversy. With Davis's reputation falling apart, Jake Paul has no choice but to find a new opponent fast before the whole event collapses completely.
10 or so Most Valuable Promotions, the promotion co-founded by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian, posted this on social media. They posted that they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly, said Nikisa Badarian, CEO of MVP. While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Kaseya Center, Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel and Casino for their partnership. Then there's some information about, fans who purchase tickets. You can see all of this online. I did speak to Nikisa and I've seen some people say like, hey, and this was his take. Like I asked him 2 questions, basically like, did this have anything to do with the ticket sales? He said this was going to be a very, very successful event for them financially. And the other thing was like, Tank Davis has a checkered past. He had a checkered past when this fight was made. What changed? Well, obviously 2 incidents, allegations, lawsuit. Since the fight was announced, They at the time felt like this was an opportunity for people to learn about who Tank Davis is, for him to show the world that he was a changed man, all this stuff and more. And that didn't happen, and they felt like they had to cancel the event. For the record, I feel like this was 100% the right call. You can't be a promotion that is so heavily invested in women's boxing and work with a guy who has allegations and lawsuits pending